Hey there, welcome to another episode of Design Under Influence. We're here with ArcIT, my co-host Boris and Michael. Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
Hey, Alex, everything's great.
Wow, it's a lot of enthusiasm, but the topic
Well,
today,
we want to dive right in, right? Dive right in.
yeah. So the topic today is Autodesk licensing and converting from a network to a named user created a lot of issues for a number of our clients. And so we wanted to potentially help some folks out there who are experiencing similar issues. Boris or Michael, can you guys describe what the situation, what the problem is actually look like? What is?
So the problem we are seeing is that your employees, your team members can no longer open the tools that they use, specifically Autodesk tools. And, they get an error message about licensing. And the reason for that is that, Autodesk is converting everybody from a network licensing model to a model that is basically a named user model, so that you're using your email address to register for the license and to obtain a license. And they're not converting everybody in the background. You need to specifically convert your licenses for it. But once you do, there are additional steps that you need to do inside of the application in order for it to open properly. And we'll go through those steps in this video.
In fact, I might as well show what we've come up with, and I'm just going to share my screen. What we're looking at here is just what to do when this problem comes up. And this is the kind of message that you'll see. You'll try to open AutoCAD or Revit or whichever software, and you'll get this message that says it can't find a license, and you just simply can't even cancel or disable that. You can't hit next. It'll just keep popping up. So there's only a few steps that need to be taken, but there's some different files that are associated with the license, and we need to clear those out and basically reset the license activation. So this is just a quick guide that kind of walks you through that process.
Now, Michael, we're going to offer this as a downloadable, right? As a free download for folks who are watching this or reading this article.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just something that will help you resolve the issue, or work with your internal or team that administers your software.
Yeah, and I think one of the things is that the reason why we came up with this is because we need it for our internal use as well, because the Autodesk documentation is very hard to go through to solve the specific issue. There's different articles in different places, having everything in one place, a concise guide like this is actually very important to get this solved quickly.
Yeah, and we wrote this in a way that even if you're not necessarily have a background in IT or administration, it should be easy to understand. So for a smaller firm, it's just trying to get into software that you haven't used in a while. This will help you do that. On that note, we should mention that if during the time that Autodesk changed their licensing, which was in May, they give you a 30-day period to actually convert it within the software. So if you were lucky enough to do that, it's no problem. But if you didn't do it in that first 30 days, then when you go to launch your software, you'll see an error like that. And that's basically why you need to reset it.
And maybe we should give a quick walkthrough on what it looks like within the 30 days. I think it's pretty straightforward, but I can take it, or do you want to do it?
Yeah, why don't you? I don't have. So why don't you take that, Boris? Because I don't have the dialogue for that open.
Okay, and basically we're not gonna share that on the screen, but the way the process works, if you are within the 30 days grace period, right, you just converted the license and you want to make sure that all of your team members are able to start using the new license, is you would open the Autodesk software, whether it's AutoCAD or Revit or other tool that you're using, and you would go to the help menu and drop down there, and you can click, I think it's called differently in a few different softwares, but it's basically change your license or convert your license. And you can click on that and it will ask you if you want to, it will present that window that kind of asks you to sign in And that way you can sign in and get the new license going. So within 30 days grace period, you're able to do that and then easily, and that's the sign-in window, easily convert your license. So I think that covers the actual issue of converting the license. I think there's a secondary issue that we may want to bring up here. And it's the fact that, what we've noticed with some of our bigger clients who are still using older versions of the software for some of the older projects that have been going on for a long time is the fact that even when they convert, they can no longer convert those older licenses prior to 2017. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. It's only back 4 releases. So even though we're in the year 2021, Autodesk's product releases, the current year is for 2022. So you can only go back for 4 releases.
So if I'm running Revit 2016 and I have a project in Revit 2016, what do I do?
Well, there's kind of 2 courses that you can take. One, and probably the most direct in terms of communication correspondence, is to upgrade your project, right? If that's not an option, you've got other stakeholders, maybe consultants, who are also working in that same release. For whatever reason you can't upgrade, then you need to contact Autodesk or your reseller where you've purchased the license from, and have them request an authorization for you to use beyond your license term.
Yeah, and we actually had to do that for a couple of clients. It took about 45 days for us to get that temporary license. Autodesk really wants you to convert or upgrade your project. So hopefully this video can kind of help you think that through and take the best action possible.
Yeah, and of course, if you have questions or need help thinking through this and or working through this issue and any other IT issues, Arc IT, we're focused on helping design engineering and architecture firms only, and ASC communities who we service, and we're here to help. So even if you're not a client, go on a website, fill out a form. We'll just talk to you and help you think through that, and at least kind of point you in the right direction, right, Boris? We're here to help. So just want to thank my co-host, Boris Rappaport, the CEO of Arc IT, Michael Bass, who's the knowledge base and the walking, what do you call it, guru when it comes to, I don't really like that word, but it describes you well when it comes to technology for architects. Thank you guys for your help and sort of putting everything together. We'll have the downloadable available. And as I said, if you guys need help with your IT, we're here to serve. Go get arcit.com and get in touch with us. Thank you very much for watching.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks, everyone.